So, welcome back to the another interesting episode of the season of AI. So, in this edition, we'll discuss about how to get started with the Azure AI Studio. So, before we start into that Azure AI Studio edition, let me quickly introduce myself. So, I am Janarthanan Selvaraj. I am the Microsoft Most Valuable Professional under the AI category. So as well as I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and a C Sharp Corner MEP as well. So I used to contribute for articles, blogs in the C Sharp Corner page, as well as under Microsoft certifications. Currently, I'm holding 13 plus Microsoft certifications related in the Azure platform. I'm a blogger as well as I'm a mentor for the global AI hackathon as well as the Smart India hackathon. And these are some of my contributions related to the Microsoft communities. If you want to reach out to me as well as if you have any queries related to the Azure AI platform, so you can follow my LinkedIn handle, which is mentioned in the presentation. So let's get started. The topic for today, getting started with the Azure AI Studio. These will be the major focus areas for our discussion. The Azure AI Studio introduction and high level view, followed by the Azure AI Hub and the Azure AI project. And what are the various components of deploying the models under Azure AI Studio? And let's move on to the hands-on practice on the Azure AI Studio. The Azure AI Studio, it is a unified platform for developing the generative AI applications, as well as if you want to create any custom Copilot options, you can make use of the Azure AI Studio. Under this Azure AI Studio, it is your all in one platform which is used for building, evaluating, deploying the GenAI applications as well as the GenAI related products, as well as it is possible to implement your custom Copilot in your Azure AI Studio. And this particular Azure AI Studio, it is a trusted, inclusive platform which is going to empower our developers to drive innovation as well as how to shape the future with the AI in a safe, secure, in a responsible way with the help of the responsible AI principles. And in this Azure AI Studio, this particular platform has an option to develop all your uh, platform in under one umbrella, which is your unified platform. It is possible to integrate your data in your Azure AI Studio using the Microsoft Fabric as well. And different types of data connectivities options is also available as part of the data integration part. And along with that, this Azure AI Studio, it is a unified process or a unified application solution where you can have your prompt engineering catalog as well as model catalog. We have a few model benchmarks as well, starting from different types of solutions like speech, vision, language, your Azure OpenAI solutions. It is possible to build under one platform, which is the Azure AI Studio. And this Azure AI Studio has two type of searches available. One is your hybrid search as well as your semantic search. If you want to get a more precise information retrieval, you can make use of these two searching capabilities. One is your hybrid search, the another one is your semantic search. With respect to the full development life cycle, from the unified playground for prompt engineering as well as to have the pre-built AI skills, and also it is possible to infuse your AI services starting from vision, speech, language, as well as your Azure OpenAI, which is used to build the generative AI solutions with the help of the full development lifecycle in Azure AI Studio. And finally, if you want to ensure that whatever the solutions you built as part of the Azure OpenAI Studio, you want to provide a safety, as well as this will implement the usage of responsible AI principles along with the Azure AI content safety. Okay. So all your options are available as part of one umbrella, which is the Azure AI Studio. So moving forward, the Azure AI Studio, it is a comprehensive platform where it is possible to deploy as well as develop solutions related to the Copilot experiences. You may bring your own data to your Azure OpenAI Studio, as well as not only the Azure OpenAI Studio. Nowadays, it is possible to chat your own data into the Azure AI Studio as well. So when it comes to the Azure AI Studio, the complete AI tool chain is there. If you notice the complete AI tool chain, we have the model catalog available, the prompt flow available, as well as prompt catalog is also available. If you want to compare your model related evaluation for Gen AI platform, you can use this AI tool chain. Addition to that, we have a certain responsible AI tools and principles we will be using as part of the Azure AI Studio along with the Content Safety Studio. And the last option, if you notice that, is it possible to make your applications, your production ready application with respect to Azure AI Studio? Answer is yes. And it is easy to evaluate metrics is related to a part of the generative AI solution with the help of the Azure AI Studio as well. So this is about the quick overview of the Azure AI Studio in a nutshell. So in real time, how the flow of the Azure AI Studio works, or what is the procedure to ensure that you will make your Azure AI Studio for developing as well as deploying your Copilot in a ease manner or at larger scale. There are two important components will be available as part of this Azure AI Studio. One is your AI Studio Hub. The another one is your AI Studio project. So these two are the major core components as part of your Azure AI Studio. And if you notice the AI Studio Hub, this hub is a top level resource in your Azure AI Studio. So under your Azure AI Studio, we will be creating first the AI Studio Hub. This AI Studio Hub, it is a collaborative environment for your team to build as well as your manage your GenAI application development in a single platform, which is the AI Studio Hub. Along with this AI Studio Hub, your child resource or the child component of your hub is nothing but your AI project. This AI Studio project, it is going to inherit all the connections, all your compute resources from your hub. So all your connectivity, all your resources, if I want to inherit, you can make use of your Azure AI Studio project. And this Azure AI Studio project, this is going to maintain a container for all your customization purpose, for all your orchestration, prompt flow activities. You can make use of this AI Studio project. So AI Studio project, if you notice, All your connections related to compute resources, related to your hub related connections will be inherited from the AI hub resources. And this AI project will be acting as your container for your customization of your GenAI applications as well as your workflow orchestration along with your AI tooling related options. You can use your AI Studio project. So this is the overall working procedure how this Azure AI Studio works in real time. So, what are the major core components related to the Azure AI Studio? The major five important components of your Azure AI Studio: the model catalog, we have the model benchmark, model catalog, prompt catalog. It is available. You have Azure OpenAI services, followed by the entire services of AI services also available in your Azure AI Studio components. So let me brief about the overall infrastructure related to the AI Studio. So in the Azure AI Studio, the very first component, which is your model catalog. So what this model catalog is all about? Okay. Suppose if you want to make use of your the cutting edge model, like when I say the cutting edge model, it could be Azure OpenAI, it could be Llama model, it could be Mistral, or even it could be your Pi model for a small language model, or even you can make use of the NVIDIA, the Microsoft research project, as well as your Hugging Face. Those are the models which are popularly available as part of the model catalog. So this model catalog, we are going to curate a collection of pre-built machine learning models from Microsoft as well as the other open sources. When I say Microsoft, your your Pi model available, Azure OpenAI model available, Hugging Face, your NVIDIA, your Microsoft research project. These are the curated models we can easily find as part of your model catalog as concerned. And this model catalog, it is going to serve as a huge repository or a hub where you will be started discovering a wide range of models. When I say the wide range of model, it could be GPT-4 Omni, or it could be Pi related Mini, Pi related Vision, the small language models. All these models are used to enable your generative applications in a at larger scale. The next one is your another important core component of your Azure AI Studio, which is the model benchmark. Okay. Once the model it has been deployed and it is developed and deployed successfully, you are in a position to evaluate the model with a certain metrics. Okay. Suppose if you want to evaluate the model with a certain metrics, you can make use of this model benchmark. Under this model benchmark, we have a certain task. It could be your task generation, it could be a text generation, it could be image generation, it could be question and answering. Those are the tasks you may able to perform as part of your model benchmark. And in the model benchmark, we have a huge collection of models which are available. Just you can plug and play those models and you can evaluate on certain factors like the accuracy of the model, the speed of the model, how much of resources it has been consumed. So those are the three important factors which is suitable to evaluate any generative AI models and applications under model benchmarks. Okay. So in this model benchmark, you may able to compare the different types of model, whether you want to compare with your Azure OpenAI with your Pi 3, or Azure OpenAI with your Hugging Face, Azure OpenAI with the Mistral, or even you may able to compare Azure OpenAI with the NVIDIA. Those are the models which are available at industry standard specifications with the help of your model benchmarks. So this is a more prompt catalog. How we have your cutting edge models available in the model catalog. Similarly, we have a prompt catalog available. This is one of the important feature which is introduced in your Microsoft Build event. So earlier in the Azure AI Studio, which is in the preview option, we have only the model catalog, model benchmark, the Azure OpenAI and AI services. Now in the Microsoft Build feature they have introduced, they have added this prompt catalog as well. So prompt catalog, it is a collection of your prompt which is used for your common use cases like summarization, text generation, image generation, code generation, your email generation. You want to summarize your issue resolution from the conversation, or summarize issue resolution from the conversation, or it could be summarizing a financial article. All your prompt will be available and it will be stored under one particular repository which is called as the prompt catalog. See, the prompt catalog, what is the best part is we have different types of modalities. When I say different types of modalities, the modalities related to text, or the modalities related to images, the modality related to video, the modality related to completion playground. All types of playgrounds are available as part of your modality is concerned. And along with that, we have different types of industries related prompt available options also there. One could be your education related prompt, or it could be a retail industry related prompt will be available as part of your prompt catalog. Along with that, we have various tasks. It could be summarization, it could be content creation, email generation, your natural language code generation, or even it could be a chat completion playground. All types of playground and all types of tasks will be available inside your model, inside your prompt catalog. So what is the best part is if you want to develop or else if you want to build any solutions related to generative AI platform, no need to go to the Azure OpenAI Studio, no need to build that. Rather, what you can do, you can build a resource inside the Azure AI Studio, because we have an option which is called as the Azure OpenAI service. So inside the Azure OpenAI service itself, it is possible to build your generative AI applications, as well as if you want to develop any solutions based out of that, make use of the Azure OpenAI services. And these Azure OpenAI services, various tasks can be adapted, like summarization, like your semantic search, your natural language to code generation, natural language to SQL generation, or even if you want to explain any SQL related queries, you can make use of your Azure OpenAI services. So this is related to the Azure OpenAI service, and Azure OpenAI service is also a part of your Azure OpenAI, Azure AI Studio. So the last component of this Azure AI Studio, we have various integration services are available when it comes to the Azure AI services, like whether you want to integrate your speech, and if you want to integrate vision related services, language related services, or even you want to build the integration of vision plus document or language plus translator, you can use the Azure AI services. And the best part of this Azure AI services, we have an option to check whether the content is harmful content related to user generated content, or it could be your content related to AI generated content as well. If I want to detect or else any harmful content, you can make use of your content safety services. So let's see the Azure AI Studio in the Azure portal. If you want to create any Azure AI Studio, there are two ways of creating the Azure AI Studio. Just type Azure AI Studio. When you type the Azure AI Studio, you can see there are two important services available. One is the Azure AI Services. In this Azure AI Services, we have various services which has been incorporated under one particular platform, which is your Azure AI services. We have Azure OpenAI for generative AI services, your search services AI search, your face API for face recognition, your computer vision, custom vision, speech, language translator. If you want to extract any data in the form of key value pair, you can use document intelligence. Formerly, it is known as the form recognizer. We have a bot services to create a conversational AI chatbot, the anomaly detector to check any suspicious activity or any abnormal activity. You can make use of anomaly detector, current moderator, your metrics advisor, immersive reader. All these will be grouped under your Azure AI services. Along with the Azure AI services, you can also create the Azure AI Studio in the Azure platform itself, in the Azure portal itself. You can create it, or what we can do is you can directly redirect to ai.azure.com. When you go for ai.azure.com, this will be redirected to the Azure AI Studio. Okay. So under this Azure AI Studio, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to explore any cutting edge models, you can make use of this option like the Pi 3 small language model, the Azure OpenAI model, your time series data. There is a model called it as NIXT TLA, that is a time series Gen model. Then if you want to infuse your solutions with related to the Azure AI services, use speech, language and translator, vision and document, and your content safety services. So let's see what are the different types of views available. So the very first view, which is nothing but the model catalog. What this model catalog all about? The model catalog is all about, it is a curated collection of different types of models from Azure OpenAI, the Microsoft Research, the Mistral, the Meta Llama model, then NVIDIA model, your Hugging Face, your Snowflake related models. All your models will be placed under one particular repository where you are able to identify which is the right model to build your custom AI solution. You can use your model catalog. And in this model catalog, there are two deployment options are available. Either you can use compute resources, or else you can make use of your serverless API interaction. You can use your deployment options. And what are the fine tuning tasks available? The image classification, image segmentation, object detection, question and answering. These are the fine tuning tasks available. Along with that, we have a regular task like summarization, natural language generation, code generation. Those are nothing but the interface, that is inference task. So this is related to your model catalog. We have model benchmark. Model benchmark, if I want to evaluate any generative AI applications and solution, you can go for model benchmark. There are three important factors you have to check related to the model benchmark. One is accuracy, second one is your coherence, and the third one is the groundedness. And the last one will be your fluency part and your relevance, model relevance of your generative AI solutions. If you notice that the different types of metrics is available, very first metric is model accuracy. So when you see the model accuracy, what will be the average value of your metric which has been computed on a various types of data set, which is nothing but your model accuracy. And the second one is the model coherence. Model coherence meaning is how a model will look like to produce the outcome based upon your natural language reads, and how it is going to resemble like a human language related to coherence, which is your model coherence metrics. And the third one is your groundedness. The groundedness could be whether the data will be a fabricated data, the data will be a real data on a certain metrics as concerned, and how far the proficiency of generating a predicted answer, whether it's your model fluency, and we have a model similarity as well, how far the model will be similar in terms of truthness and based upon the responses generated by the GPT model, which is about the model similarity. So these are the matrices we will be using as part of the model benchmark as concerned. And the prompt catalog meaning, so we have a collection of prompt related to your summarization, related to code generation, related to your text generation, image generation, all type of day-to-day tasks which you are using in your customizing your AI based solutions. Those prompt will be curated under one place called as prompt catalog. And the Azure OpenAI services, if you want to create any generative AI application solution, make use of the Azure OpenAI services to make sure that we have different types of playground like chat playground, the assistant playground, and different types of model we may able to deploy under your Azure OpenAI services.